All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is St. Kramer with Brandman Brandon, Brian the Grizzly. What is up, guys? We are going to talk about episode 4, mid-season finale of Invincible. It's the last time we're going to see him for a while. Hopefully get back in February. But this is the cliffhanger we're left on. So yeah, spoilers. If you haven't watched the episode or the show so far, this is all gonna be spoilers because there's a lot of shit that happens. But start off, Brandman, what you think about it? How'd you like it?
I think that Nolan is a piece of work.
Dude. Yeah.
Friggin' deadbeat bum. But no, I liked. I kind of goes hand in hand with what we talked about last week. I loved it because it left me wanting more. But at the same time, now we got to wait until January. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah. At least January.
Yeah. It just went in a direction, and mind you, I haven't read the graphic novels I plan to, but that went in a direction that I really didn't expect. I think I'm enjoying watching this show kind of blind because it always seems to surprise me with where they go next, which is something that I absolutely love about the show. I like that it's very non-conventional in terms of like a superhero story, which I think is great. I'm really liking a lot more of these kind of non-conventional comic stories like Invincible, like The Boys, that sort of thing. So once again, I love how it kind of blends a lot of lighthearted elements with graphic violence. One of my favorite things about it because it feels pretty seamless. J.K. Simmons, obviously, he when doesn't he always deliver. So it was good to have him back finally. And I'm interested to see where they go with Nolan. So now I'm like hate watching that character. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they go with him next. And I was pretty satisfied watching Mark just like go off on him at pretty much every turn because it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. but yeah, I really liked it. Can't wait for more. It sucks that we got to wait 2 months, month and a half.
Yeah, if we get it in January, I'll be happy. I mean, be happy if we get it next week, but that ain't happening.
Give me 6 weeks. I think we're gonna get 6 weeks.
Yeah, I can see that. Right after the holiday, hopefully after the holiday.
Yeah, month and a half roughly.
Okay. Brian, what's your initial thoughts of the episode?
Oh man, you're dealing with people dealing with grief and going through all the different levels. And when someone goes through grief, right, they finally get to the on the other side of it, right, where they feel like they are good and they're ready to take that next step out of hell, right? And then your dad shows up again with a new baby mama, and hey, look, it's your brother, bro. You've been gone 4 months. How? Like, dude, that blew my mind. And he's like, he thought everyone was gonna be cool. I was like, really? You think this is cool? And you would have.
I was like, you.
Good.
I was like, you bum.
Yeah.
And then you gonna do the tongue thing right in front of me, dude? I should punch you in the face.
That's straight from the comics, which is awesome. Like I didn't know if they were gonna do that. That was nasty.
Really.
Also, honestly, you got we tend to forget about it. So since their life cycles are so short, they say that in the show. There's like a year, I think it says something like that.
Yeah, there's a whole life.
So when he first met his wife, she was literal a kid.
Yeah,
like she was on that ship that he saved. So they show her as like a child, and then now that's his wife, which I'm like, oh.
She was like, I was already head over heels in love.
Yeah,
and pregnant.
It was like 10 days ago. when I was just a little kid. Now a week later, like
Oh my god, it was so much. Yeah, what Dre said he found his cheese. Oh,
no one's about
man.
that bug life. Oh man.
You know, and it's funny because they did this whole montage with Nolan thinking like, I'm gonna feel bad for him because of what he's going through, because he's having these doubts. Dude, you literally try to kill your son. Pop his eyes out. Like, he tried to kill him. And he was like, hey, son, like, Mark should have killed him on sight. Like, on sight. I should have chopped him in the neck. Like, come on, bro. Let me go. I'm out. I'm not gonna give you a chance to talk to me. Crazy. You know, like, so that was nuts. And then this whole thing with Adam Eve is going to be really interesting. You're starting to see what's happening with that, and I think she's going to be very interesting in the next couple episodes. But I will say, I really wanted more Alan.
Yeah, I'm afraid we might get. I don't know if we're gonna get any more Alan. Like, maybe I don't know if we're gonna get, because there's 4 more episodes left. Like, we're talking like there's a bunch more episodes for the rest of the season. There's only 4 episodes left. I don't know if we're gonna get Alan the rest of the season.
Really?
You know? I don't know. It depends on how they go with the story, because they have changed a few things in the show so far. Like, one of the best things is at the end with the big fight and Krieg has to do with the freaking eye patch. He comes down and he just also, it was what was that Brown the hell, Sterling Brown? No, yeah. Was the voice of Krieg. He just has that badass voice. And in the comic book, he seemed more like, when he first comes down, right? Clancy Brown. Yeah. Clancy Brown. You know, he seems more like Krieg like kind of is asking him, like, hey, you know, you're gonna, he told him the same thing. He goes, you gotta go do this. You're gonna take over, you know, your dad's job, and you gotta go get the humans ready. But he gave him like a time frame in the comics. He's like, oh, you got 100 years, you know, and was kind of a little bit more nicer about it all. Where in the show, man, he comes in and just like punches you in the face, shut up, go do it. And if you don't do it, we're gonna kill everybody. Which it seemed way more threatening. I'm like, I like, especially with Clancy Brown voice with that character. I was like, that's way more threatening. That seemed like how that scene should have went down in the comics, you know. But it's still the same, you know, end of it. You know, like, you got to go do this. Here, he didn't give him a time frame either. You know, he just like do it before
we'll be
get
checking
there.
on you.
Yeah,
we'll be checking on you. That's it.
Or in the comics, they gave him 100 years. Like, oh, since you kind of like the humans, we'll give you 100 years. You know, to get over it and conquer them. You know, here it's a little bit more different, which I like. I think that's better. You know, because giving them a time frame, that doesn't seem like what, you know, these crazy ass Viltrumites would do. You know, it's like, no, you need to do it by the time we get there. When are you going to get there? When we get there. You know, it's like that type of shit. You know. So, but real quick, before you finish, this had one of the best kill scenes I've ever seen.
I've never seen his jaw get knocked off.
Oh.
What?
So I was watching this with my earbuds in, because my girlfriend and the baby were watching something else, and that happened, and I literally like, and she's like, what? I was like, he just killed her with his elbow. It's like, what? In her face.
She looked like she was trying to talk, and there was nothing there to handle. It was so bad.
That was nasty.
It was worse than the whole taking the fist and pounding someone's face in. You know, that was
on the line. Yeah, what do you do?
That was nuts. But when you saw the jaw, I was like, wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was nasty, man. That was nasty. But I don't know, anything else that you guys can like? Oh, well, for at least for you, Brian. Anything else? I got a couple things.
Honestly, I was enjoying what was going on, but I do wonder what's going to happen on Earth. How is Mark going to respond to, you know? And how long is Amber going to wait? Because that's college. College is like super speed. You know, so like, you know, you get back and, you know, I've only been going 3 weeks. Too bad.
Yeah,
you lost. So and dude, what Debbie's going through is awful. That's some
Yeah.
serious. And honestly, I thought that what's going to happen was Mark was going to heal up and he was going to take his dad back to Earth. And I thought that would have been the worst thing. That's like doing it to his mom, what just happened to him. That's what I was worried about. So the fact that didn't happen, I was happy. So that's all good.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, yeah, real quick before I get into mine. Dreamback said, yeah, she was like 12 and a half. Or so 1-2 days later, baby be ready. Yep. Yeah, that's kind of weird. You know, but I don't know. It's don't think about it too much. And then Kenny Sparks said, it was just appalling in the comic books. Yeah, they're just doing a great job translating to the comic books with the show, or from the comic books to the show. Yeah, they really are. They really are. I love the where he was about to drop the F-bomb and then the title card came in.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what the? But then it cuts back to him and he finishes it. I'm like, oh, that's great. I thought that was so great, you know, because it was like the moment was that important and big for Mark that it was like title card and then you get to finish it. You know, it's like it was really interesting. But one of my favorite scenes was actually they kind of go hand in hand, but the one with Omni Man where he's flowing through space, you know, and he's just like wants to die. You know, I'm like,
it's all about going jumping into the black hole.
Yeah. And then another thing I love, they use the interstellar black hole, which I was like, yes. Yeah. I was like, nice, accurate, you know, black hole. But yeah, that whole thing was like great, and he was about to do it, and then saving somebody, you know, he went up, you know, double thinking about it, and then obviously didn't do it. And then you cut to Debbie, and it's kind of the same scene where she just but she's walking, yeah, you know, and
at the bridge and
at the bridge,
all those cars.
Yeah. Like, and I was afraid. I'm like, are they gonna kill her? And obviously they didn't, but that was like her black hole, which I thought was kind of cool. It's like, this is how I'm gonna end it, you know. And then it all ties back in with the dude that makes the suits. You know, when he came in, he's like, you're the real superhero. You know what I mean? He's like, he has superpowers. Yeah, his shit's easy. You know what I mean? Like, but you dealing with everything, and that just comes back to that. Yeah, you know. But it's just like, yeah, like Omni-Man was ready to kill himself because as soon as things got too difficult, he didn't know what to do besides kill himself. He goes, you know how to handle this shit, even though it's really hard to handle, and you decided not to kill yourself because you know you need to keep going. You know, and it was just like really cool, like things, and that's why the show is like it gets really deep at some points, and the comic book does too, like really deep into some crazy in the comic books she gets depressed just like she is, but she also starts becoming an alcoholic, and I think they're staying away from that, which I think is probably a little bit better because it makes her depression more meaningful. Because if you're depressed and then you fall into the bottom of a bottle, it kind of pulls away from like the emotion because you get to hide behind the alcoholism, you know, behind it. So just her and the raw emotion, I think is definitely more deeper, you know, with it. But
I thought it was really interesting with her, how she's been denied by so many different people, and the things she has to hide her pain. So she can't just like go to a group. You know, the fact that you have to hide from it, and all your memories, you don't know if 20 years of your life were just for nothing. You know, and but the thing that, you know, when they kind of outlined her as a single mom, and that, you know, oh yeah, he was there when, you know, Mark learned how to ride a bike, but I had to teach him how to ride a bike. Like all those things where, you know, you're talking about like he was there, but he really wasn't. That was important and interesting to see. And it kind of helps define who Mark is, which was really weird when that Mark gave his dad a hug. I thought that, you know, knowing those things, that he really wasn't that important in his life, I found that interesting.
Yeah, but it makes so much sense because of who these characters are. When Mark's angry and upset and doesn't know how to handle his emotions, he hugs his dad. Then the tables are flipped, and now, you know, Nolan doesn't know how to handle his emotions, and he's angry and he's sad at the same time. You know, when he sees all the bugs all killed, he turns around and chokes his son. He was like, and he's like, why do I feel this way? He kind of blames him for it, you know? And it's like, that's such as like the same thing. He's like, I'm mad, pissed off, upset, sad, all these emotions. and he hugs. Same thing happens with Nolan, and all he knows is just violence. It's just like this anger, this raw anger, and stuff like that. So, I don't think he was trying to kill Mark, obviously, but he was just he didn't know how to handle it. You know what I mean? So I just think the difference between having the mom being, like you said, like the single parent, is like you get that loving,
the nurturing,
behind it, where obviously he was born to be, a ruler and a killer and, brutal. So yeah, I thought this episode was really great, and just like so many parallels between so many different characters, and I love how Debbie at the end of her walk goes to Nolan's grave. Like, really, out of all the places you can go to and all the people you can talk to, you go to him, you go to his grave. I was like, that's
the person that she's built this entire life with, and that's what makes it so hard. Like, so they've had good times, and now she's thinking about all the good times and making them where they're nothing. Where they, it was all BS.
Yeah, imagine building those many memories and going through decades alive with someone only for them to think of you as a pet. Like, what a kick to the stomach that would be. I think Sandra Oh in her voice acting is conveying that wonderfully.
All the voice acting in here is great. I gotta give it to everybody. But yeah, any bad parts for you guys? Because I mean, none for me, but I don't know if you guys were like, I didn't really like they did this.
I don't think there were any. And I know it's easy to say that, but I really don't. It just has me anxiously waiting to see what happens next.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything on the fly that displeased me with it.
Yeah. What are you, Brian? Anything?
I wanted more Alan. Cecil's a horrible person.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that through so many people's eyes, and I thought that was interesting. I'm glad I didn't have to see Adam Eve go back to her dad.
Yeah.
But her dad didn't act like a complete asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sucks.
He's a butthead.
Yeah.
But all those things are that was it really. There was nothing that was missed. The biggest miss is that you're giving us 6 weeks to think about everything. Now I want to make you think about what we did and wish that we were there.
Yeah. All right. So let me see if do they have any release date for season 2 part 2, I guess it would be called. Nothing yet. That sucks. So hopefully we get some news on when they're gonna put out the second part. But where do you guys? I know, Brandon, you're not a big fan of kind of thinking of where it might go. But do you have any kind of expectations or any thoughts or at least something you might want to see? Because there's so many characters now.
A relationship between Mark and his brother that he just found out he has. Like we were just saying, that's gotta come off really, really jarring. Months after the fact, to find out that your dad already moved on and shacked up with this like alien bug chick.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing.
It was like she really looked like a bug. That was it was Mantis. Mantis is kind of fine. I understand, but that's just
the character Mantis. I thought like what?
Yeah. No, yeah. The character from Guardians of the Galaxy.
The Guardians. Now they look like an actual mantis, like the bug mantis. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's my top thing. I'm really looking forward to seeing more of.
Yeah. But real quick, Kenny, thank you. Make sure everyone go check out Kenny's Park. The dude's awesome, has great videos, all that good stuff. So go check him out. You will not regret it. But yeah, but okay. Who are you, Brian? Any parts where you're
I'm hoping to see in the future that Mark goes back to Earth, and instead of listening to what the Vulture Mind said, he tries to figure out a way to defeat them. He goes to Cecil, tries to talk to him. He gets in touch with somehow Alan gets in touch with him. He's now strong enough to defeat the Vulture Might. Like, I feel like he needs to put a team together in order to to avenge Earth or something like that. Like, you need to put that type of people to get that type of team together, and that's what I'm hoping that we're going to get in season part 2. Overall, so we just saw these first 4 episodes of Invincible. How would you rate it? I guess we'll rate it the way we usually rate things. I wonder, how would you like to rate this thing?
Me?
Specifically,
this would easily be a now. I really like this show so far. I'm kind of tempted to kind of tell our viewers who haven't watched it, do what Brandon Davis is doing. Wait until the second half drops, and then watch it all. But I think that's when a show is really doing its job on a serious note. Like, if it leaves you wanting more that much to the point that you're like waiting hand and foot, it's really done its job. And like I said, I like how the tone like balances a multitude of things like teen drama, and then there's adult drama, the action, the freaking violent, just visceral gore factor. Even this newest episode really like had it had my mouth like hanging open, like holy crap, like really Nolan went off and started a whole new family. So I'm interested to see his relationship with his with his stepbrother and I guess his stepmom.
I mean, he don't have a relationship with her.
He hasn't had a relationship with her yet.
Because she'll be gone in like 3 months.
But yeah, really interested to see where they go with that.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll give it a now. I can now this.
I'm going to give it a later. Specifically about what you just said. I think you should wait until you have the other 4 episodes.
Yeah.
I feel like I just started. I feel like this show just started. I was just getting into it, and now I have months of a hiatus. That hurts me.
Yeah, I get that.
And I wish I didn't know anything about it. I wish I didn't start it, because now I'm sitting here waiting, thinking about it, and have to wait, and there's gonna be things that jump in front of it that I'm going to want to watch more than this, because it's incomplete. And I would say something totally different if this was maybe 14 episodes. So I got 6 or 7 episodes. I will feel like that would have made me it's easier for me to not have to worry about it. Like, I can enjoy it as much as I want it. But when it's only 4, I'm just getting into it, then it stops so abruptly. It's hard. It's hard for me to really enjoy it as much as I thought I should. It's not enough information. No matter how much I enjoy it, 4 is just not enough information for me.
Yeah. Especially since they're short episodes,
Exactly.
Yeah. Understandable, for sure.
I'm back.
All right, so just give a recap real quick. Brandman gave this a now. I gave it a later.
Yeah, I was listening to you guys, so I know what you guys were saying. And I understand that, like, why you might want to give it a now or a later, because it feels incomplete. But for me, man, I gotta give it a now, because if you wait, then this whole reveal, this episode 4 is gonna get spoiled. Sorry if I spoiled it already. We're on mute, so we're good for Brandon Davis, so we're not spoiling it. But if we don't spoil it, the internet's gonna spoil it, man. It's gonna be hard to be on on Facebook or Twitter or any social media or YouTube, and avoid it, so
Mhm.
just that alone. Because if this was season 2, I would be okay with this being the finale for season 2. And that's
4
how I kind of
episodes?
see it. 4
4
episodes, it
episodes
sucks. Don't get me wrong.
piss me
Yeah.
off.
100%. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But if for whatever reason, like they're like, oh, we're gonna only give you 4 episodes this season, and then season 3 will be another 4, and then season 4 will be back to 8 episodes. I don't know.
Mhm.
But the way it ended, it felt like a good cliffhanger season, cliffhanger kind of thing. So,
Mhm.
but yeah,
I
I gotta give it now though. But I know, I totally get why you want to wait. But man, are you gonna wait till May?
I mean,
May?
it
Man,
doesn't
I
matter
hope it's
because
not
like
that long to wait.
these 4 episodes, I won't remember. I won't remember in
We're gonna
6
watch
months.
them anyway. That's true.
I have to so what's the point? Why am I watching half a season? It's just pissing me off. That if I knew for a fact that it was going to come back in February, I'll give it a now. That's fine
Mhm.
because I think 6 weeks is fine. 6 months is way too long.
But cool.
Mhm.
I think that's it for us talking about the cartoon of Invincible season 2. Leave a comment, let us know what you think down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Any kind of like shocking moments? What you think about Nolan and the bugs and all that stuff. But leave a comment, let us know. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You can join us live every Monday and Thursday, and you too could be part of our show. But appreciate everyone hanging out with us in the live chat. Stick around because we are going to move on to our next topic for the night.